What's up, everybody? This is Josh from SoutheastPitReport.com and hanging out here with JD and Kile from Failure Anthem. How you guys doing?
We're great.
Doing great.
So you guys are currently on the road with Adelita's Way. How's that been so far? Because you're almost halfway through it.
Oh yeah, we're getting close. It's kind of weird because last tour we popped out 50-something dates, and this is a lot like smaller, as far as like dates wise. So it's crazy to think that we're halfway through it, but it's just an amazing tour so far. The guys in Adelita's Way are such good guys.
Yeah, great musicians. They've got a new album getting ready to come out.
Yes, they do.
That the tour's named after. You guys have got a new album that just dropped last week. Tell us a little bit about that, man, because last time we talked about a year ago, you couldn't tell us the name of it. The album hadn't dropped yet.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell us the name of it. Couldn't tell us any details or anything. Tell us about First World Problems, man.
Well, basically, it's been in the works now for over 2 years. It's something that's Kyle's baby, and he invited me to sing, to be a part of this whole thing. And we had been really anticipating the album probably more than most people because we were just so excited to show people what we'd been working on for such a long period of time. But like he said, the album's called First World Problems, and I'll let Kyle kind of talk a little bit about the songs and what he kind of felt when he was writing.
It was a learning experience. I've played in metal bands, so making a switch to rock, I was like, like I said, it was just a learning experience. But I think everybody's super excited. Everybody, like he said, was super excited to get it out and was kind of like rushing to get it out because it was like we want everyone to hear it and see what people think about it and whatnot. I think there's a big diverse set of songs on the record that cover so many different things that a person could feel or go through, so everybody has something that they can kind of take as their own kind of thing and get involved with and kind of connect with on the record. Mm-hmm. So it has something for everyone, I think.
Yeah, that was one thing that I liked about it when I first when it dropped last week, that everybody had heard First World Problems off of it. They had heard Paralyze and Just a Wasteland, because you guys had released those prior to it being released. But there really was, me and Trenton were talking about this on the way down here. You guys did something that very little bands can do on an album, and it worked. You guys were able to put out the rockin' tracks like Paralyzed and like First World Problems, but then you were able to do like halfway through the album like the traditional rock ballad, and with your vocal range and your guitar play, it worked and it fit, and that entire album, like you said, had something for everybody on it. What made you guys decide to pay homage, so to speak, to our old hair metal bands or old rock and roll bands with the ballads on it?
Honestly, I don't think it was a conscious effort. When I was writing for the record, I just wrote, and it was like, I would send songs to JD, or I would send them to my friend Drew, who was helping produce the record with me, and I'd be like, "Does this sound cool?" And if it jumped at us, we would finish it, and that would be the song. I mean, there were songs that were definitely like when I wrote them, and when we finalized them, we had like a direct path, and it was like we made a point to write songs like that. Like I Won't Say Goodbye was a pivotal song for the record, where it was like the record had to have a song like that on the record. But most of the stuff, we just wrote songs, and we were like, if they were cool, it was like, okay, well, that one will go on the record. We wrote like 35 songs.
Wow.
Yeah. And then just kind of picked. So yeah, it wasn't a conscious.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort by Drew, Kyle, myself. It was really a team effort for, inspiring. I mean, the lyrical content and the concepts of the songs were really well thought out. Not to say that we had a blueprint for inspiration, but we just kind of had these ideas in our heads. Drew is like a mastermind of top line and writing, and Kyle as well. And just, so we had a lot of fun, I guess, like you should, writing an album. And every track kind of is there on the album, and I feel like it could mean something to everyone. You have these songs that can jump to different types of situations, and really relate to people's lives. And I think that's kind of where I'm at on it. And Kyle, I believe, feels the same way about it.
So you're no stranger to producing music. We talked about that a little bit after the interview last time, about a year ago. how was it being a producer? Not only like a producer, but the musician behind everything at the same time. You know, because now you're kind of playing double duty, and then now you're also nitpicking every little thing you do because you know from a producer standpoint, I wouldn't allow an artist to do that.
Right. Well, the first thing I'll say is I have no intentions of doing that the next record. I don't want to do it again. The next record, I just want to be the guitar player. I think that that was tough because being in that situation, you are so easily susceptible to being overly analytical of every little aspect of the record when sometimes it's good how it is. And I think that having Drew as like the other producer on the record helped with that because he was able to be like, Kyle, I think it's fine. Just stop.
Just relax, man. Come on.
Yeah. He was a big help in just kind of keeping me from overthinking it and it taking forever.
Yeah. Well, that should make life a little bit easier come round 2 then.
Yeah, round 2 I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I want to have somebody else do it. So.
Just kind of sit back, kick back, relax.
Say I'm gonna play guitar. Do whatever you want to it. If it sucks, tell me. I'll do something else.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I'll be honest, it was great working with Kyle and Drew because, I mean, I really enjoyed it because, I mean, I'm used to doing everything. And, I mean, it's good to have people like them, you know, like on the album with me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're such great writers.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew is just, I mean, such a great inspiration to me vocally because, I mean, the guy can write 20 songs in a week and just, it's just like, all right, cool, here you go. And just like ideally, it's not always going to happen like that. If you're a singer, you sometimes get writer's block. So,
So, all right, well, let's change direction just a little bit because me and you, we've known each other for a while. We, for people who don't know, JD's from the upstate, and we first met each other at a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I used to work out in Inman, South Carolina, a little gym over there.
At a little gym that I used to work at. And as long as I've known JD, he's been a health nut. And as long as I've known him, he's always been real conscious of what he eats, what he drinks, make sure nothing's wrong with his voice. Let's talk about healthy living on the road.
Well, for me,
how do you do that here on the road?
Well, I'm always, and Kyle can vouch for this. If we go to like McDonald's, you can hear me in there under my breath saying something about the food, or not to mention I was a chef, as you know, for like 17 years, and I'm just really conscious because, you know, if you eat a meal at 9 o'clock at night and you lay down at 9:40, it has not digested.
No.
And I've always been just one to feel that if you have a voice or if you're a musician, you want to take care of it. You know, so sleep and eating properly is the key, and that's why on this tour, you might see me out cooking behind somebody's truck or something, or I mean, because I brought a cooking setup on tour.
Yeah,
or if I go to McDonald's, I'll get grilled chicken or something and not eat the bread. I try to figure out ways around it because sometimes when you're in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, you have to kind of eat what's available. So that's kind of how I am there.
So Kyle, honest opinion, how is his cooking?
Oh, his cooking's phenomenal.
So when are we going to get a Failure Anthem cookbook?
I'm not going to say much about that, but I could wink to it. We might have something going on down the road.
I think that needs to happen.
Well, I've got ideas. We'll see what happens.
You need to do a Failure Anthem cookbook for bands on the road.
That's kind of what I've always wanted to do because, you know, guys and bands, not to discredit anyone is for their food knowledge, but they don't always think about ingredients and what they're eating. And when you go in a restaurant, and Kyle vouch for this, I'll be sitting in a restaurant, I'm always thinking about what's in the food.
The only band I've ever known to cook on the road is He Is Legend. The last time we spoke with those guys, they were grilling out right there at the venue.
Hell yeah, actually cooks a lot too.
Really?
Because Marcus, their guitar tech, he actually is a great chef.
Nice. So. All right, so we'll wrap this up. What do you guys got planned after this tour that you can talk about?
Got some stuff in the works, but nothing set in stone that we can really say much about right now. You've heard that one before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, I'm having deja vu from the last time we talked.
Yeah.
Hey, I do know one thing. You guys impressed everybody over at Carolina Rebellion. They said, no, you're not going to do the pre-party this year. We're going to bring you on day 2.
Oh, yeah, we're playing on 7th, day 2. Not sure what stage yet, but we'll find out, and we'll let everybody know. Yeah,
So,
we're pumped about it.
3 full days of Carolina Rebellion is going to be insane.
Kyle could probably tell you about a show we're doing near Charleston, too.
Yeah. We're on the show with Hellstorm and Breaking Benjamin. There's like a fest or whatever happening.
Yeah.
So
We'll be playing that.
We are trying to make the trip down there for that one.
All right.
Because Killswitch Engage
I
is
believe
also
it's lots in South Carolina. It's
right there in Charleston. Killswitch is on that. They're playing the night before in Asheville.
Which is a treat for Kyle, especially. That's one of his favorite bands.
So, all right. Anything else you want to tell our readers?
Keep on supporting the album. Go out there to FYE or any of your retailers. We're looking to possibly get it in some other stores in the future, obviously. And go online, buy it at Amazon, buy it at FYE.
Buy several copies of it.
Yeah, merch now. You can get bundles. I mean, come to our shows and buy it from us. How about that?
Cool, man. Well, this is Josh with SoutheastPitReport.com, and this is Failure Anthem. We're here at the Music Farm in Columbia, South Carolina. We'll see you guys next time.